Most people think confidence is something you're born with. That some women walk into a room and just they have it. That unshakable presence, that quiet strength. But that's not true. Confidence isn't a gift. It's a decision. A decision to trust your voice when the world tells you to stay quiet. A decision to take up space when you've been taught to shrink. A decision to keep going even when doubt is louder than belief. You see, confident women don't think the way most people do. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait to feel ready. And most importantly, they don't define themselves by the expectations of others. They start with why. Why they matter. Why their voice deserves to be heard. Why their presence changes the room. And when that why is strong enough, confidence is no longer something they chase. It becomes something they live. So the question is not, how do women become confident? The real question is, what do confident women believe that others don't? Everything begins with why. Not what you do, not how you do it, but why you chose to step forward in the first place. Confident women don't wait to be told who they are. They define it for themselves by understanding what truly matters to them. Their actions are not random, and their decisions are not based on approval. They are grounded in purpose. When you know your why, you stop seeking validation because your direction is already clear. Your why becomes your anchor in moments of doubt. When fear shows up, when uncertainty creeps in, it is your reason that keeps you steady. It reminds you that what you are doing is bigger than the opinions around you. Confident women don't avoid fear. They move through it because they are connected to something deeper than temporary emotions. They are not easily shaken because their foundation is strong. Knowing your why also changes how you show up every day. It shapes your mindset, your habits, and the way you carry yourself in the world. You begin to speak with intention, act with clarity, and choose with confidence. Instead of reacting to life, you start leading it. Your energy shifts because you are no longer trying to fit into expectations. You are aligned with your own purpose. And when that alignment happens, something powerful takes place. You stop comparing your journey to others because you understand that your path is unique. Your confidence no longer depends on outcomes or approval. It grows from within, built on clarity, purpose, and the courage to stand by what truly matters to you. There is always going to be noise. Opinions, expectations, judgments, some loud, some subtle, but always present. Most people spend their lives trying to adjust to that noise, shaping their choices around what others might think. Confident women choose differently. They listen, but they don't absorb everything. They understand that not every voice deserves authority over their decisions. Trusting your voice means learning to separate what is yours from what is not. It means recognizing the difference between guidance and pressure, between constructive feedback and limiting beliefs imposed by others. Confident women don't silence the world completely, but they filter it. They take what aligns with their values and leave behind what doesn't. This kind of trust is not built overnight. It comes from experience, from moments of doubt, from times when following others led them away from who they truly are. Over time, they begin to realize that their inner voice, even when uncertain, is more honest than the expectations surrounding them. That voice becomes a compass, guiding them even when the path is unclear. When you start trusting your voice, your decisions become stronger. You hesitate less, second-guess yourself less, and stand more firmly in what you choose. You no longer need constant reassurance because you become your own source of clarity. Even when mistakes happen, you take responsibility without losing confidence because the decision was yours. And in a world that constantly tries to define who you should be, trusting your voice is an act of strength. It allows you to remain grounded in your identity instead of being pulled in different directions. It gives you the ability to move forward with certainty. Even when others don't fully understand your choices, most people wait. They wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, the feeling of certainty that tells them they are ready. But that moment rarely comes. Confident women understand something different. They know that readiness is not a feeling, it is a choice. They don't wait until fear disappears. They move forward despite it. Taking action before you feel ready means accepting that discomfort is part of the process. It means stepping into situations where you don't have all the answers, where the outcome is uncertain, and where you might fail. Confident women don't see this as a weakness. They see it as growth. They understand that clarity doesn't come before action, it comes because of it. When you act before you feel ready, you begin to break the cycle of hesitation. Every small step builds momentum. Every attempt, even the imperfect ones, strengthens your ability to trust yourself. You stop overthinking every possibility and start learning through experience. Confidence is no longer something you wait to have. It becomes something you build with every move you make. This mindset changes how you approach challenges. Instead of asking, "Am I ready for this?" you begin to ask, "Am I willing to try?" That shift removes the pressure of perfection and replaces it with progress. Confident women don't need guarantees. They need commitment to move forward, even when the path isn't fully clear. And in those moments where doubt tries to hold you back, action becomes your answer. Not because you are fearless, but because you refuse to let fear decide your direction. You step forward, not with complete certainty, but with the courage to figure things out along the way. Failure is something most people try to avoid. It carries a weight of embarrassment, doubt, and fear of judgment. Many see it as a sign that they are not capable, not ready, or not good enough. Confident women see it differently. They don't attach their identity to failure. They see it as part of the process of becoming. Embracing failure means changing the way you interpret it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" confident women ask, "What can this teach me?" That shift turns every setback into a source of growth. It removes the fear of making mistakes because mistakes are no longer something to hide. They are something to learn from. This perspective allows them to take more risks. When failure is not the enemy, trying becomes easier. They are not paralyzed by the possibility of getting it wrong. They understand that every successful person has faced rejection, made wrong decisions, and experienced setbacks along the way. What sets them apart is not perfection, but persistence. With every failure, they build resilience. They learn how to adapt, how to improve, and how to move forward with greater awareness. Instead of losing confidence, they refine it. They begin to trust that even when things don't go as planned, they have the ability to handle it. Failure also strengthens self-belief in a deeper way. When you survive difficult moments, when you recover from disappointment, you start to see your own strength more clearly. Confident women don't need everything to go right to feel secure. They know that even when things go wrong, they will find a way to rise, learn, and keep moving forward. From an early age, many women are taught, directly or indirectly, to measure their worth through the eyes of others. Approval becomes a benchmark, and validation feels like proof of value. Confident women choose to break away from that pattern. They understand that true confidence cannot be built on something that constantly changes. Opinions shift, expectations evolve, and external validation is never fully within your control. Defining your worth from within means creating your own standards. It means deciding what matters to you, what you stand for, and what you are willing to accept in your life. Confident women don't wait for recognition to feel valuable. They recognize themselves first. Their self-worth is not dependent on applause, titles, or comparison. It is rooted in self-awareness and self-respect. This internal foundation changes everything. When your sense of worth comes from within, rejection loses its power. Criticism becomes easier to process because it no longer defines you. You are able to listen, reflect, lie, and grow without feeling diminished. Confident women are open to learning, but they are not easily shaken by opinions that don't align with who they are. It also shapes the way they set boundaries. When you know your value, you stop accepting less than you deserve. You become more intentional with your time, your energy, and the people you allow into your space. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself constantly because your worth is not something that needs to be earned over and over again. And in a world that often tries to assign value based on external standards, choosing to define your own worth is an act of strength that allows you to stand firmly in who you are without needing permission.